On December 24th, a man was visited by 4 ghosts. This man was Ebenezer Scrooge. This is his story. On one fine Christmas Eve, Ebenezer Scrooge was working in his counting house with his clerk, Bob Cratchit. During this time, a pair of charity workers entered and asked for a charitable donation for the poor. Scrooge replied, "Are there no prisons? And the union workhouses? Are they still in operation?" Dickens, 16. The first ghost was his old business partner named Jacob Marley. The visit was not to see how Scrooge was doing, but rather a warning against the path that Scrooge has taken and the path that Marley took. Marley warns Scrooge that he is destined to suffer the same fate of being a ghost, tormented by the chains which he wove in his lifetime, if he does not change his ways. In an attempt to persuade Scrooge to change, Marley sends 3 other ghosts to Scrooge. First, the ghost of Christmas past haunts Scrooge. He shows Scrooge the Christmases of his past. The first memory that Scrooge is shown is one where he spends Christmas alone in his school reading a book. Next, the ghost of Christmas past takes Scrooge back to when his sister, Fan, came to pick up Scrooge from school. Fan reports to Scrooge that their father is so much kinder than he used to be, that home's like heaven. Dickens, 55. This quote suggests that their father was abusive. This abuse could have been the cause of Scrooge's cold-hearted personality. The ghost of Christmas past takes Scrooge to a time when he was engaged to a woman named Belle. At this time, Belle had seen Scrooge's nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion, gain, engrossed him. Dickens, 66. For this reason, Belle leaves Scrooge. By revisiting his past, Scrooge realizes his flaw of avarice. Soon after the ghost of Christmas past leaves, the ghost of Christmas present arrives. The ghost of Christmas present shows Scrooge his clerk, Bob Cratchit, and his family. They are having a meager feast, but they appear to be happy, especially Tiny Tim, despite his disability. After visiting the Cratchit's house, the ghost of Christmas present brings Scrooge to Fred's, Scrooge's nephew's, house. There, Scrooge discovers his newfound love for Christmas and his nephew. Scrooge's heart is growing with each vision shown to him by the ghosts. It is apparent that his heart has grown when he sees want and ignorance beneath the ghost of Christmas present. Scrooge asks the ghost if they have no refuge or resource. Dickens, 113. The spirit twists Scrooge's previous words and replies, "Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?" Dickens, 113. Shortly after the departure of the ghost of Christmas present, the ghost of Christmas yet to come arrives. The ghost of Christmas yet to come shows Scrooge a vision of a man's death and funeral. No one goes to the man's funeral. In addition to the utter lack of mourners of the deceased, thieves break into the deceased's house and steal all of the property to sell at a pawn shop. The ghost of Christmas yet to come takes Scrooge to a graveyard where Scrooge discovers that he was that dead man. Fast forward to Christmas Day. In an attempt to make good of his life, Scrooge sends the prize turkey to the Cratchit's house. Then Scrooge finally accepts his nephew's invitation and spends Christmas with him at his party. In the coming years, Scrooge acts like a father to Tiny Tim, donates to charity, and overall is a changed man. The New York Times rates this movie 5 stars for its Victorian elements and its willingness to expose greed. The Victorian elements include suffering of the poor, charity work, and realism. The first 2 elements go hand in hand in that the poor are suffering, so consequently there are people going around asking for donations for charity for the poor. In addition, realism is very much a part of the story. The realistic aspects of the story do not shy away from the bad, but rather bluntly state the truth. In A Christmas Carol, the ghost of Christmas yet to come does not hold anything back. Rather, he shows Scrooge that Tiny Tim is going to die if things stay the way they are. Also, he reveals that Scrooge is going to die alone with no one mourning his death if things do not change. This movie is built for anyone struggling with greed or addiction because it puts life into perspective. This winter, experience this heart-changing fantasy novella in theaters. A Christmas Carol, based on a book by Charles Dickens.